the interpreter. So I don't know if you want to take them in reverse order or how you want to work on
I'm
that.
sorry, can you say that again? I was getting all kinds of notifications.
Yeah. We have two people who have appeared. The first person needs an interpreter. So
Okay.
I'll need to add that in unless you want to take number 2 first.
Let me take number 2 first, just because we can, it might take a little bit with an interpreter, I might lose the connection.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah Capik, did I say that correctly?
Correct.
Okay, my name is Matt Rothi. I'm the municipal judge for Stoughton Municipal Court. We're here for initial appearances. Tonight, we basically, we're here to take pleas tonight. There are 3 plea options: are guilty, no contest, or not guilty. But let me review the citation with you first of all, but that's kind of what we're here for tonight. Allow me to pull up the documents. That way I will receive them. That way I know exactly what you're cited with. I haven't seen any of the citations before now, so.
It's understandable. You probably have a lot you have to dig through, and it's probably a little hard to do it remote.
Exactly. Not hard, it takes a little bit longer. Okay. All right, is Capik, am I saying that correctly?
Correct.
Okay. You were cited for automobile following too closely. This citation carries a penalty of 3 points and $124. First of all, do I have your correct address on Moline Street in Stoughton?
Correct.
Okay. Do you understand what automobile following too closely is?
Yes.
Hang on, before you can't really tell me a whole lot of the citation with the facts or circumstances. I'm just trying to get the basic information. The reason why is that the prosecutor's not here. Because the prosecutor's not here, I can't have any I can't find out too much about the case except for the bare minimums. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. The forfeiture range, basically automobile following too closely was that you're operating a motor vehicle and that you were following too closely given the facts and circumstances of your particular situation. Now, the forfeiture is $124. That's $50 plus costs. The state mandates we add various costs to your citation, including extra fees, jail and crime lab, etc. So in addition to that, you're at $50 plus costs. Let me tell you the forfeiture range on this is $14.1M, $30 to $300. So you could be facing a minimum of forfeiture of $98.80 and a total of $300 plus costs, which would be $439. So essentially what that means is you're at the lower end of the range, but I could go up or go down depending on the facts and circumstances of the case. Do you understand that as well?
Dan.
I'm sorry? I'm having kind of bad connection. Did you say that you understand?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I've given you the elements, the citation, the forfeiture, the nature of the citation. Do you have any questions for me?
No, just my side of what I feel, so.
Okay, well, here's the thing is that if I can't really adjust I could probably adjust the forfeiture downwards, but I can't really talk about the nature of the citation or the number of points. If you would like, you can talk to the prosecutor and see if you can get this, if you want to talk about if you're disputing it or have questions regarding it. What I would encourage people to do is enter a not guilty plea, talk to the prosecutor and see if it could be, if you could reach a negotiated settlement then, so to speak.
Yeah, I just have not done this before, so
Yeah, I understand. So if it's okay, I'll go ahead and enter a not guilty plea for you. That way you get a chance to talk to the prosecutor, tell your side of the story and see if you can either, I mean, you could always try and get the citation dismissed. I don't know if the prosecutor usually does that, but you could also talk to them about, see if you can get your points reduced or forfeiture reduced as well. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Your connection's really bad. You keep pausing, so.
Please.
Okay, so yeah, we'll enter a not guilty plea. What will happen is we'll schedule this matter for a pretrial conference with the city attorney. It's by phone. So that way if you want to, you can talk to the prosecutor through the phone, tell them their side of the story, and then see if you can resolve it. But make sure that you call at the appointed time, because if you don't, the prosecutor will tell me that you didn't appear, and I'll find you default and I'll find you guilty. So you want to make sure that you at least call.
Okay, the only question I have about that is just, if you guys send me a time, do I have to go out that time or reschedule it for a different time? Just because with my work schedule, like I had to trade with to come today.
When are you usually available?
Well, I facility, so I don't have a set schedule of my job. I work every third, but I'll work 4 10-hour shifts. I apologize, it's not like this next upcoming week or like month, I would have like the 1st and the 2nd off.
I have the 2nd, and I could do a 4:30 on March 2nd.
Because otherwise my schedule for the rest of this month.
Well, I can't understand you. Does the March 2nd work? You pause every 3 seconds, and then so it's difficult to kind of understand what you're saying.
So I have the 25th off, and the 22nd off.
We don't.
Sorry, the 25th, the 1st, and the 2nd. It came out as the 22nd. I apologize.
Yeah, I have the 2nd open at 4:30. If you would be able to call at that time.
I believe so.
Okay, I'll get you scheduled for 4:30 on March 2nd.
Okay, go ahead and watch the mail. When you get that notice, you can call in. If you have any problems with that, just you can notify us by correspondence then.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Kapik.
All right, this is going to take a little while to add this on. I don't know if you speak any Spanish to tell him.
Un momento, por favor. Ms. Kapik, you can go ahead and hang up.
Okay, thank you. I was just going to ask.
Let's switch to phone. Okay. Let's see. 799. All right.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter.
90.
You entered
6249.
You entered.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
9091. 62.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You are in the meeting now. There are 3 participants in the meeting. This meeting is being recorded.
I don't have that menu. I need to add a call. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Can't hear you. Barry? I can't hear you. Barry? I can't hear you.
Okay.
Can hear you
Doug,
now, yeah.
can you hear? Okay, perfect. All right. Sorry about that. Are you going to do the oath for the interpreter?
Can you do that for me?
Sure.
and I've raised my right hand.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will truly interpret from the English language to the Spanish language and from the Spanish to the English language a true and accurate interpretation of what is said? All
Mary?
right.
Okay.
Okay. I do.
Did he say yes?
Yes.
Okay, he blanked out for a second. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel Rodriguez?
Sí.
Okay, you only speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay,
But my
is-
English is little. Very
what is your
little.
name?
Ebimeo Rodriguez.
Ebimero.
Yeah.
Are the interpreter, are you on the line?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm right here.
Okay, and your name, please?
My name is Jesus.
Jesus, can you translate for Mr. Rodriguez, please?
Absolutely, I'll be more than happy to, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez,
Okay.
you
Sí.
are in Stoughton Municipal Court.
¿Usted está en el Tribunal Municipal de Stoughton?
Sí.
We are here for initial appearances.
Estamos aquí para una comparecencia inicial.
We are here to take a plea tonight.
Estamos aquí esta noche para tomar una declaración.
Your
Okay.
3 plea options are as follows.
Las siguientes 3 opciones son las opciones que usted tiene para declararse.
Guilty, no contest, or not guilty.
La primera opción es de culpable o sin oposición o no culpable.
A guilty plea means that you're admitting your guilt and that I will find you guilty.
Una declaración de culpable significa que usted admite su culpa y que yo lo encontraré culpable.
If you're found guilty, I will impose appropriate forfeiture and a possible driver's license revocation.
Si usted se le encuentra culpable, perdón, entonces usted va a enfrentar lo que se le impute y de igual manera posiblemente una revocación de licencia de conducir.
A no contest plea means that you're not admitting guilt, but you want to complete the process today.
Una declaración de sin objeción o sin oposición significa que usted no está admitiendo culpa, pero quiere completar el proceso de esta noche.
If you enter a no contest plea, I will find you guilty. I will review the police report, find you guilty, and impose an appropriate forfeiture and possible driver's license revocation.
Si usted pone una declaración de no oposición o sin oposición y lo encuentro culpable, voy a leer el reporte de la policía, encontrarlo culpable y entonces usted enfrentará lo que se le impute y también posiblemente una revocación de la licencia de conducir.
If you enter a not guilty plea, that means that you are contesting the citation.
Si usted pone una declaración de no culpable, eso significa que usted está en desacuerdo con el citatorio.
Or you believe the city would not be able to prove its case.
Pensando que la ciudad no va a poder probar el caso.
All right, I will go through some of the information.
Ahora voy a repasar parte de la información.
Mr. Rodriguez, do I have your correct address at 75 North High Street, Marquezon, Wisconsin?
Señor Rodríguez, tengo su dirección correcta como 75 North High Street en Marquezon, Wisconsin.
Sí, sí. Esa es la casa de mi hermano. Puse esa dirección porque no tengo otra. Pero estoy viviendo aquí en Beaverdam por cuestión del trabajo que me quedaba lejos, pero sí estaba viviendo en casa de mi hermano. Ahora mismo vivo acá en Beaverdam.
Yes, that is my brother's house. I used that address because I didn't have another one. Although right now I am living in Beaver Dam because I found it closer to where I'm working. So I'm no longer living with my brother, but I'm living in Beaver Dam.
If we need to mail in any information to you, what address should we use?
Y si necesitamos mandarle por correo postal cualquier información, ¿a qué dirección deberíamos hacerlo?
Ya, a casa de mi hermano, él siempre me mantiene informado de todo.
My brother's address is fine. He always
Okay,
keeps me informed of everything.
okay. We will mail everything to that address then.
Vamos a hacer el envío de correo postal de cualquier cosa a esa dirección entonces.
Ok, sí, no hay
Okay.
problema.
Yes.
We
Okay.
have 5 citations and I'm going to go through all of them for you.
Vamos a repasar los citatorios. Usted tiene 5.
The first is operating without a valid license.
El primero es por operar sin tener una licencia vigente.
Operating without a valid license means that you were driving and did not have a valid Wisconsin license.
El operar sin una licencia vigente significa que usted estaba conduciendo y no tenía una licencia vigente expedida por el estado de Wisconsin.
Okay. This citation carries a penalty of 3 points and $124.
Este citatorio conlleva una multa de 3 puntos y también otra multa económica de $124.
This citation has a forfeiture range of $0 to $200.
Your Honor, I apologize. I am not familiar with the term forfeiture range.
Oh,
I request
let me explain. It has a forfeiture minimum of 0 and a forfeiture maximum of 200.
Bien, este citatorio tiene un rango de confiscación de mínimo de 0 y máximo de 200.
You are at $50 plus cost.
Can you please repeat that, Your Honor? I was not able to hear you. You broke up a little bit.
I'm sorry. You are at $50 plus cost.
Ahorita está en $50 más costos. Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you understand what operating without a valid license means?
¿Usted entiende lo que significa el operar con una o sin una licencia vigente? ¿Significa?
Bueno, sé que no es legal, pero pues, si me lo... Pues vamos a decir que no.
I know that it is not legal, but I'll say no.
Oh, well, I have to explain the rest of the citations to you.
Ahora tengo que explicarle el resto de los citatorios a usted.
Okay.
The next citation is operating motor vehicle without proof of insurance.
El siguiente citatorio es operar un vehículo motorizado sin comprobante de tener seguro.
This citation carries a penalty of 0 points and $10.
Este citatorio conlleva una multa de 0 puntos y $10.
This means that you were driving a car without any insurance.
Significa que usted estaba manejando o conduciendo un carro sin tener ningún seguro.
Okay.
The third citation is possession of open intoxicants in a motor vehicle by a driver.
Y el tercer citatorio es posesión de intoxicantes abiertos dentro de un vehículo motorizado por parte del conductor.
Okay.
It is illegal to have an open bottle of liquor or container of liquor in a motor vehicle.
Es ilegal el tener posesión de un contenedor o botella de licor dentro de un vehículo motorizado.
The fine on this citation, the penalties for the citation, excuse me, is 0 points and $187.
Multa por este citatorio es de 0 puntos y $187.
All right, let me look up the fine amount.
Permítame buscar cuál es la cantidad de la multa.
The maximum fine is 100, or actually, let me rephrase that. The minimum fine is 0, and the maximum fine is 100.
La multa mínima es 0, la multa máxima son 500.
You are at the maximum fine of $100 plus cost.
Usted está en la multa máxima de $100 más costos.
You understand what possession of open intoxicants in a motor vehicle by the driver is?
Usted entiende lo que significa la posesión de intoxicantes abiertos en un vehículo motorizado por parte del conductor.
No.
No.
He doesn't understand. Okay, most likely he had an open bottle or container of alcohol in his car when he was stopped.
Quien no entiende. Lo que significa es que muy posiblemente usted tenía una botella o contenedor abierto con licor adentro del carro cuando fue detenido.
That's what the city has alleged.
Eso es lo que alega la ciudad.
Does this explanation help your understanding?
¿Esta explicación le ayuda a su mejor entendimiento?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. The fourth citation is for failure to stop at a stop sign.
El cuarto citatorio es por no pararse en una señal de alto.
This citation states that you were operating a motor vehicle and failed to stop at a stop sign.
Este citatorio implica y significa que usted estaba operando un vehículo motorizado y no se detuvo cuando había una señal de alto.
This citation carries a penalty of 3 points and a fine of $98.80.
Este citatorio conlleva una multa de 3 puntos y $98.80.
Okay.
The high fine is $40 and the low fine is 20, and you're right in the middle at 30.
La multa baja es de 20 y la multa alta es de $40 y usted está justo en el medio, en 30.
Okay.
Do you understand this citation?
¿Usted entiende este citatorio?
Sí.
The last
Yeah.
citation is called operating while under the influence of an intoxicant.
Y el último citatorio se llama operar bajo la influencia o bajo los efectos de un intoxicante.
Okay.
It is usually known as drunk driving.
Actualmente se le conoce como manejar ebrio.
This is the fifth citation and the most severe.
Este es el quinto citatorio, también es el más grave.
This citation carries a fine of $861. Go ahead and translate. It's going to take a while for me to go through the penalties.
Thank you. Bien, este citatorio conlleva una multa de $861.
6 points issued his license.
6 puntos en su licencia.
If he's found guilty, he has to attend an alcohol and drug assessment class.
Si se le encuentra culpable, usted tiene que llevar a cabo una clase de evaluación de alcohol y drogas.
Okay.
His driver's license, if he's found guilty, his driver's license will be revoked between 6 and 9 months.
Si le encuentra culpable, su licencia de conducir será revocada por un periodo de entre 6 a 9 meses.
A revoked driver's license means that he cannot drive at all.
El tener una licencia de conducir revocada significa que no podrá manejar para nada,
Unless he gets a special occupational license.
a menos que usted obtenga una licencia especial por ocupación.
An occupational license would allow him to drive to work only.
Una licencia por ocupación únicamente le permitiría conducir hacia su trabajo.
If you are caught driving on a revoked license, it is a criminal penalty.
Si se le sorprende entonces conduciendo con una licencia revocada, eso es una penalización criminal.
Tonight, this is a civil proceedings, meaning I can only fine you and revoke your driver's license.
Ahora, este es un procedimiento de carácter únicamente civil, lo que significa que lo único que puedo hacer es multarle y revocar su licencia.
Under in a criminal case, the penalties are more severe and may include jail time.
En un caso criminal, por otro lado, las penalizaciones son más graves y pueden incluir incluso tiempo en la cárcel.
In this court, it's considered civil, and I cannot put anybody in jail.
Cuanto a este juzgado concierne, únicamente se considera de carácter civil y no puedo poner a nadie en la cárcel.
State law requires you to submit to alcohol testing at the time of arrest.
Las leyes estatales le requieren a usted el enfrentarse a una prueba de alcohol al tiempo del arresto.
You are required to submit to either breath or blood testing.
Le requiere que se haga una prueba, ya sea por su exhalación o por sangre.
If you refuse this test at the time of arrest, the maximum revocation period increases to 1 year.
Si usted se rehúsa a llevar a cabo esta prueba al tiempo del arresto, entonces el tiempo máximo por el cual se puede revocar su licencia de conducir se incrementa a 1 año.
If you refuse, the state law also requires me to impose an interlock ignition device be installed on all vehicles that you drive and all vehicles that you own.
I apologize. May I have you repeat that part? I didn't understand what
Sure.
type of device was specified.
There is a device called, let's do it this way. There is a device called an interlock ignition device.
Hay un aparato que se llama dispositivo de bloqueo de arranque.
This machine requires a breath sample before you are allowed to drive.
Esa máquina requiere que usted le dé una muestra de su exhalación, de su aire, antes de que le permita manejar.
If this machine detects any alcohol in your breath, it will shut down the car.
Si esta máquina llega a detectar cualquier pequeña traza de alcohol en su respiración, entonces va a apagar el carro.
If a defendant refuses a test, I am ordered to put this machine on all cars you own or you drive for a period of 1 year.
Si el acusado entonces al tiempo del arresto rehúsa también el llevar a cabo la prueba, se me requiere el colocar uno de estos dispositivos en cada uno de los carros que usted sea propietario o que usted maneje por un periodo de 1 año.
I also have to add a $50 charge for this machine.
Y a la vivienda se le agrega un cargo de $50 por esta máquina.
We discussed your forfeiture of $861.
Y hemos hablado acerca de su pérdida de $861.
The forfeiture range, the maximum forfeit or the minimum forfeiture for this citation is $700 and the maximum $1,000.
El rango de confiscación como mínimo para este citatorio va desde $700 hasta un máximo de $1,000.
Operating while under the influence means that you were operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated on a highway in Wisconsin.
El operar bajo los efectos de un intoxicante significa que usted estaba operando un vehículo motorizado mientras usted estaba ebrio en una carretera de Wisconsin.
Do you understand what operating while under the influence of an intoxicant is?
¿Usted entiende lo que significa el operar bajo el efecto de un intoxicante?
Sí.
Do you have any questions regarding this operating while under the influence of an intoxicant citation?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta acerca de este citatorio por operar bajo los efectos de un intoxicante?
No, quiero saber si tengo que pagar o no sé.
I just want to know if I need to pay for something or I don't know.
The total forfeitures were listed on the citations, and I can review them with you in a little bit.
Las confiscaciones totales se dieron en los citatorios y puedo volver a repasarlas con usted un poco más adelante.
No, yo pagué, creo que fueron algunos 3 tickets, creo que fue el de $10. Lo tengo aquí. Ok, fue uno de 124, fue uno de $10 y
Here,
el otro de 98.
I already paid 3 tickets. I think it was one for $10. I have the rest here. One of them is for $124 and the other one is for $98.
Okay, my clerk is nodding. Yes, she agrees.
So, yo quiero
Bien, el
saber
secretario
cuál,
está
discúlpeme.
sorry, he was just talking at the same time. I was telling him that the clerk agrees, ma'am.
Do you have any, Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any other questions regarding any of the citations?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿tiene usted alguna pregunta en relación a cualquiera de los citatorios?
Sí, pues pagué 3, pero quiero saber cuál otro tengo que pagar y pues quiero saber en qué vamos a quedar en este caso. O sea, yo quiero terminar ya todo y no.
Yes, I already paid for 3 of them, so I just want to know how much I have to pay
Okay,
to get the case over with.
sure. We have to take a plea first.
Claro, primero tengo que tomar su declaración.
Okay.
Your 3 plea options are guilty, no contest, or not guilty.
3 opciones para declararse son culpable, sin oposición o no culpable.
Me voy a declarar culpable porque yo no sé bien de esto, pues me voy a dar culpable porque estuve mal.
I will plead I will plead guilty. I don't know much about this, but I did wrong.
Okay. All right. Do you, Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand that if you enter a guilty plea, I must find you guilty?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿usted entiende que si usted se declara culpable, yo lo encontraré culpable?
Sí entiendo, pero
I understand, but
Okay. I will consider that a guilty plea. Let me review the police reports, so I have a factual basis for your plea. It will be just a minute.
voy a considerarlo como una declaración de culpable. Ahora voy a revisar el reporte de la policía para encontrar la base de los hechos para esta declaración. Permítame, por favor, un momento.
sí.
Okay, I've had a chance to read the police report. I accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. I'll make the following findings. I'll make the findings that he did proceed through an intersection and failed to stop at a stop sign. Mr. Jesus, if you want to translate that, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ya tuve oportunidad de revisar el reporte por parte de la policía y acepto su declaración de culpable, lo encuentro culpable y hago los siguientes hallazgos. Hago el hallazgo de que usted procedió a través de una intersección sin detenerse en en la de alto.
I'll find you guilty of failure to stop at a stop sign.
Encuentro culpable de no detenerse en una señal de alto.
I'll make the finding that you did not have any insurance on the vehicle, and I'll find you guilty of no insurance.
Hago el hallazgo de que usted no tenía seguro válido en el vehículo y entonces lo encuentro culpable por no tener o operar un vehículo sin tener un seguro vigente.
I'll make the finding that there was an empty Corona bottle in your car, and I'll find you guilty of open intoxicants in a motor vehicle.
Bien, veo el hallazgo de que se encontró una botella abierta de Corona en su carro y entonces lo encuentro culpable de tener posesión de embriagantes abiertos dentro del vehículo.
I'll make the finding that you were not able to produce a driver's license at the scene, and therefore I'll find you guilty of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Bien, hago el hallazgo de que usted no pudo mostrar una licencia de conducir vigente al momento de que se le detuvo, por lo cual lo encuentro culpable de operar sin una licencia vigente.
Okay, I'll make the findings that, according to the police report, the OWI standards have been met, and I find you guilty of operating motor vehicle while intoxicated.
Bien, hago el hallazgo de que de acuerdo con el reporte de la policía, los estándares para embriaguez sí fueron suficientes, entonces lo encuentro culpable de haber operado un vehículo motorizado mientras usted estaba ebrio.
Okay. The penalties will be as follows.
Las
For the-
penalidades serán las siguientes.
For the operating without a valid license, 3 points and $124.
Por operar sin una licencia de conducir vigente serán 3 puntos y $124.
For the operating motor vehicle without proof of insurance, a fine of $10.
Por operar un vehículo motorizado sin tener comprobante de seguro, le multo por $10.
For the possession open intoxicant motor vehicle by driver, a fine of $187.
Por la posesión de embriagantes abiertos dentro del vehículo por parte del conductor, le multo con la cantidad de $187.
For the failure to stop at stop sign, 3 points and a fine of $98.80. I order.
Por no detenerse en una señal de alto, ordeno también una multa de 3 puntos y también $98.80.
For the operating while under the influence of an intoxication citation, the penalties will be as follows. Go ahead and translate.
Por los citatorios de operar bajo los efectos de un embriagante, las penalizaciones van a ser las siguientes.
6 points, a fine of $861, alcohol and drug assessment.
6 puntos, licencia de conducir, una multa de $861 y también ordeno una evaluación de alcohol y drogas.
Since it was refusal, the revocation period will be 12 months.
Y como usted se rehusó, el periodo de revocación será de 12 meses.
Since it was a refusal, I must order a machine, interlock ignition device be installed in all vehicles registered in your name and all vehicles that you drive for a period of 12 months.
Como se rehusó, también debo ordenar la instalación de un dispositivo de enclavamiento en cualquier vehículo que esté registrado a nombre suyo o cualquier otro vehículo que usted maneje por un periodo de 12 meses.
This machine will add a cost of $50 to your OWI citation for a total of $911.
Y el costo de esta máquina de $50 será agregado a el citatorio, al costo del citatorio de operar bajo los efectos de embriagantes, y el total será $911.
My clerk's name is Mary, and I'm going to ask her a question about the fines.
Y el nombre de mi secretaria es Mary. Ahora yo le voy a hacer una pregunta a ella acerca de los hallazgos.
Mary, which fines have been paid?
Mary, ¿cuáles fueron las multas que ya se pagaron?
fail to stop for a stop sign, operate without proof of insurance, and operate without a valid driver's license.
I'll make the finding that these have been paid in full.
Fueron los de no pararse o no detenerse en una señal de alto, operar sin guante de seguro y operar sin una licencia de conducir vigente.
The remaining fines owed,
Hallazgo.
I'm sorry, you want me to start again?
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize. I had not finished the rendition.
Oh, sure, I apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you. No worries. Bien, le decía que entonces hago el hallazgo de que esos tres citatorios ya pagó su multa de manera completa en esos. Your Honor, sorry.
Okay.
The remaining fines are the $187 for the open intox and the $911 for the drunk driving case.
Las multas que todavía quedan pendientes son $187 por la posesión de embriagantes abiertos dentro del vehículo por parte del conductor y $911 por el caso de manejar mientras estaba ebrio.
According to my calculations, the total amount owing is $1,098.
De acuerdo a mis cálculos, la cantidad total que debe actualmente son $1,098.
Mr. Rodriguez? Oh, sorry.
Pre-
Mr. Rodriguez, how much time do you need to pay the $1,098?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿cuánto tiempo va a necesitar para poder pagar esos $1,098?
Maybe 2 semanas.
2 months?
Maybe 2 weeks.
Sí, porque había perdido el trabajo y lo poco que tenía, pues pagué esas 3 y ya empecé a trabajar. Quizás 2 semanas más, creo, entiendo, poder dar por lo menos los 1,000. Puedo dar 500 esta semana que viene y 500 la otra.
I lost my job, so with what I had, I paid for the fines that I already paid for, and I just recently found another job, so I think I will be able to make the payment for $500 week and $500 the next week at least $1,000.
Okay. To make matters easier for him, I will give him 2 months, which is usually for an OWI, it's our standard time to pay.
Para hacer el asunto más fácil, le voy a dar el tiempo de 2 meses. Te voy a permitir 2 meses para que pueda hacer el pago correspondiente, que es el tiempo que habitualmente se permite por estándar.
Ok, ¿y lo tengo que pagar todo de una o puedo dar 500 y 500 o tiene que ser exacto el dinero?
Okay? And do I have to pay it all in a lump sum, or can I make installments on it, like $500 installment?
He can make $500 installments.
Puede hacer los abonos de $500.
Ok.
As long as it's paid in 2 months, that's okay.
Sí.
Siempre y
April
cuando
17.
haya terminado de pagar dentro de 2 meses, entonces está bien.
Ok.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Okay.
if you find that you're unable to pay within 2 meses, please call us and ask for more time.
Señor Rodríguez, si usted encuentra que no puede hacer el pago dentro de esos 2 meses, por favor llámenos y pídanos más tiempo.
Ok. Gracias.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any other questions for the court?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿tiene usted alguna otra pregunta para el tribunal?
Sí. Yo por lo menos antes estaba trabajando a media hora de aquí, mi trabajo. El trabajo nuevo ahora mismo me está quedando 1 hora, pero gano bastante bien. Entonces sé que no puedo más en manejar pero yo necesito manejar, ir a trabajar, y en ese trabajo yo estoy ganando súper bien. O si hay alguna manera que él me pueda ayudar, sea con la máquina o no sé cómo me pueda ayudar él.
Yes, yes. The place where I was working before, it was like a half an hour drive from where I live. But now this new job that I found is about an hour away far, and I'm making a good amount of money at that job, and I wouldn't like to lose it. So uh, I know that I cannot drive, but is there a way that I would be allowed to drive, or you could help me with the machine or something?
We'll send him documentation about an occupational license and the machine that he has to install.
Vamos a enviarle la documentación acerca de una licencia para conducir por ocupación y también acerca de la máquina que tiene que instalar.
Okay.
These documents will explain how to get an occupational license and how to put the machine on the car.
Estos documentos van a explicar cómo obtener esa licencia por ocupación, bien cómo poner la máquina en el carro.
I've
Okay.
been using Google Translate for his documents. Does that work for him? I'm never sure if it works. I don't know if you can ask him that. So that, because these documents don't come in the Spanish, so I'll translate them through Google if that works for him.
Los documentos no vienen en español, entonces, si le parece, pudiera yo utilizar el traductor de Google, para ver si de esa manera le parece más fácil, si está bien con usted.
Sí, sí. La esposa de mi
Ya.
hermano también, ella habla bastante el español y ella pues, quizás me pueda ayudar también.
My brother's wife also speaks Spanish a lot, and she can help me. And Your Honor, he said Spanish, but I think he meant to say English.
Right. I agree. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Bien, ¿alguna otra pregunta?
Tengo que agarrar alguna clase, tengo que hacer alguna llamada o presentarme algún día a la corte, cualquier
Do I
cosa.
need to start doing any sort of classes, or do I need to call anybody, or do I have a follow-up court date to appear at, or anything at all I have to do?
No follow-up court date.
Fecha de seguimiento en el tribunal.
We'll send him documentation about a number to call. And
Vamos a enviarle la documentación acerca de un número donde va a llamar.
the documentation will also include information about the alcohol and drugs classes.
Y esa documentación también va a incluir información acerca de las clases de drogas y alcohol.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, I have a question for you.
Sí,
Rodríguez, tengo una pregunta para usted.
sí.
What did you learn?
¿Qué fue lo que usted aprendió?
No manejar, pues, ebrio, digamos, y pues ponerme al día con la licencia y mi seguro de mi troca, pues. Que en sí era nuevo y estaba pasando por un problema muy, ¿sabes? Estaba separándome de un matrimonio de 7 años y pues estaba un poco en depresión, por eso había tomado algo. Iba para casa de unos amigos, pero de uno aprende de los errores.
That I must not drive while intoxicated, and that I have to get everything in order regarding the insurance and the driver's license. I was actually going through sort of a separation of my marriage of 7 years. I was, I would say, a bit depressed. That's why I had drank somewhat, and I was headed to a friend's house. But I guess that all there is to learn from one's mistakes.
Right. The most important thing is this doesn't happen again.
Sí, es lo más importante es que no vuelva a suceder de nuevo.
All right, I don't have anything else, and unless Mr. Rodriguez has any questions, that will conclude the hearing and we'll send him all the documentation.
Tengo nada más, a menos que el señor Rodríguez tenga alguna otra pregunta. Esto concluye la audiencia y le vamos a enviar la documentación.
Pues ok, eso es todo.
That'll be all.
Okay. Senior Jesus, thank you for translating. Mr. Rodriguez, thank you for appearing tonight. With that, we can all go, both of you can go ahead and hang up.
All right, thank you for using our services. It was a pleasure working with you, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
All right, thank you, sir.
That's everything.
Correct. You can go ahead.
Okay.
You can end the call.
Okay.
No, Yama.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Mary.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I never thought that it would be difficult to translate interlock ignition
Yeah,
device.
I know.
So,
For forfeiture.
right. That's why I kind of switched to fine there. So,
Yeah.
all right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, and nobody else in the waiting room or anything?
No.
Okay, I'm glad we took that second. That
Yeah.
did take a while. So, all right, Levi Alberg is a default judgment. De Jesus Aguilera Pichon is a bond forfeiture. Drew Baker is a default judgment. Tobias Basilek is a default judgment.
It's a bond forfeiture.
Oh, he paid? Okay,
Yes. I'm sorry. I
that's
couple
okay.
of these have paid since yesterday.
Michael Betcher is a bond forfeiture. And Sarah Kapik appeared, not guilty plea. Eric Christensen is a default judgment.
Bond forfeiture.
Bond forfeiture, okay. Connie Clausen, default judgment. Olivia Cloud is a default judgment. James Cole is a
That's
default.
being rescheduled to next month.
Okay, we'll reschedule that. Ezekiel Cruz Padilla is a default judgment. Sarah Doring is a bond forfeiture. Deidre Dyer is a default judgment.
She, if you want to look at the records, she
Oh,
had a PBT of 0.22.
okay. Let's see, we'll do, hang on, I will review the records. Okay, I'll make the finding of the blood alcohol content was, let's see, where's the card? There it is, a 0.22, 8 months driver's license revocation, face amount citation, and order an IID.
$50.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Patrick, let's see, Patrick Getling is a default judgment on both citations. Michael Herman or German, depending on the language, is a bond forfeiture.
Bond forfeiture. Okay.
George Gertz is a default judgment.
Bond forfeiture.
Bond forfeiture, thank you. Thomas Gomack, default judgment. Natalie Wera, default judgment. Greg Hagerfield, default judgment. Richard Helly, bond forfeiture. Aaron Henderson, it's a default judgment on both citations. Josue Hernan de Negron, default judgment, both citations. Ryan Juronsky, default judgments. Anna, come on, let me take a look at the plea.
No, she didn't say it. There's nothing on it.
Oh, well, accept a no contest plea, find her guilty, and impose a face smallest citation. Donald Lesavad, how do you say that? Savage.
Yeah,
Just been a long day.
I know.
Bond
it really
forfeiture. Jalen Anthony Love Comer is a default judgment. Kimberly Mack is a bond forfeiture. Daniel Mitchell is a default judgment. Alexis Jonathan Maria Pereiro is a default judgment. Carlos Alberto Nieves Vega is a default judgment. Joshua Parisi is a not guilty plea.
Well, he's not guilty, but he registered the vehicle and he included
Oh,
proof.
got it.
So I'm thinking we want to just.
Yeah,
Just
hang on a
use it.
second. Yeah. Let's see where we are. Okay, yeah, since he registered the vehicle, I'll find he complied and go ahead on the court's motion, dismiss the citation.
Okay.
Ricky Joe Parnell Schultz, long names today. It's a default judgment. Taylor James Pulley is a default judgment. Jessica Reeves is a default judgment. Michael Roper, default judgment. Caroline May Roseanne Rose is a bond forfeiture. Yolanda Davida Sane is a default judgment. Rose Ellen Smith is a default judgment. Jacob Sparks is a default judgment. Justin Stewart is a default judgment on both citations. Gregory Swenson, default judgment. Scott Swenson.
There's nothing. Just enter
Oh,
it.
accept the no contest plea, find him guilty, and impose a face smallest citation. Stephen Swenson is a default judgment. Christopher Taylor is a default judgment. Both citations. Tu Vang. Did she appear?
No, he paid, so it's a gentleman. He paid.
Oh,
I think
okay.
maybe he entered the plea before paying, so.
We'll forfeit the bond then, find him guilty, and
Okay.
Adam Vogt, default judgment.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
Yes.
All right,
All right.
anything
you.
comes up, let me know, so.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Mary, I'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you. Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.